Hello again, and welcome to Life with James, the cooking edition, in which I'm going to make a cottage pie using a different method to the last one I made on this very channel. So, here we go. Step one is peeling the potatoes, and what I've done as well is I have heated up the water as I peel the potato. You can't really see it from this angle, but I heated it up as potatoes got peels, and I've chopped them. We're ready to go straight into the pan in a nice pan of boiling water. So here we have 4 already peeled potatoes, and I'm going to retrieve a knife from the knife drawer. Now, if you remember from the first video, the sausage casserole, it took about 20 minutes to peel and chop potatoes. Now, this knife is a little better than what I was using before, so this shouldn't cause as much issues. So yeah, that's a lovely cut there, and another cut there. So I'm going to cut them into 3 pieces each potato, and then this is potato number 2. Pop that in here, that in here, and that one there, and then 2 again. That's another 3rd, and then that's one here. Oh, little bit stuck there, never mind. And those are potatoes all nicely cut, and they can now go into the water. There is some nicely bubbling water to put potatoes in. So I'll put them in carefully because they can splash. So nice and carefully there. 2 potatoes. Always have to be careful. I think we had this problem last time. To not put as much water in as you think you need, because of course when you put potatoes in, the water rises. I think the first time when I recorded myself cooking potatoes, I filled the water up quite high. Put potatoes in, the water overflowed, and there was a lot of water. It wasn't the most fun of experiences. Got a little bit messy. So this should be alright. And what we do here is we tie about 20 minutes or so, and by that point potatoes will be cooked and ready to mash. So they all go in, and we're going to take a little walk, and I'm going to just do something here. So there's the house. There we are. Alexa, set a reminder for 20 minutes. Check the potatoes. Alexa, stop. Oh. Alexa, set a Alexa, remind me in 20 minutes. Oh, she's not playing ball today, is she? Alexa, stop. Alexa, remind me. Alexa, remind me in 20 minutes. Oh, she is not having a good day today. So I have to time myself for 20 minutes and hope Alexa gets back to her working ways. Alexa. Oh.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh, that explains it.
Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Oh, okay. Because version went down, isn't it? I see. I'll sort her out later. But yes, 20 minutes and I will be ready with the potatoes. Thank you. And there is the completed potato, because it's all nice and bubbling over. It's almost already pretty much mashed. It's so nice and soft. It's not going to take much mashing at all, which is lovely. So what I'm going to do now is move this over here and empty that thingy out there. And then I am going to take from this here cupboard a colander, and I am going to sieve out the potato into this colander, like so, and then tip it back in here with one hand. There we go. There's a little bit that spilled onto the washing machine, so I will just get that with a spoon. I'm going to pick it up, to use that spoon to just pick up the potato. There we are. Now, to mash a potato, what I use is butter and an egg. So, I just stop filming for now while I break the egg and get the butter out. Also in the mash, I've added some grated cheese as well to make it a nice cheesy mash. So what we're going to do first is stir everything in together, like so. Stir it all together. Mix, 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 and get a nice little consistency going on here. We'll mix the egg in. You can see it's nice and wet because of the egg yolk, which I'm using instead of milk because I don't drink milk, so there's not much point buying milk just for the odd time making mashed potato. So that is everything mixed in, and I am now going to do some. Oh, won't film that like that. No. Do some good old-fashioned mashing. I'll put that spoon just on the side for now. Do that later, and then we mash the potato like so. Get it nice and mashed. And then like that. Just pour it with my hands here. You can see. You can do, of course. Doing it like so. Leave that. Problem is you can't turn the camera around, that's the problem. To get a good viewing. You could do that, it would be a lot easier. I should have really started filming it the other way, that's the problem. But anyway, here is the mash. Nicely mashed together. Now, I mentioned earlier this recipe I'm using a bit different than I used last time, and the difference is that you cook the mince first. So I'm going to wash my right hand just because I've just been using the potato. So you cook the mince first. So I have heated up some oil in the pan, and then I am going to add the mince to the equation. So here we are. Some nice mince. And that's a nice sound there. More mince. I don't know why I'm putting it in like this, to be honest with you, but never mind. It's late. Should have probably made this about 5 hours ago, but never mind. It is what it is. Yes, here is the mince, and we cook this now until it's brown. So we'll give this some attention. Let's get this spoon here, and then we'll cook the mince, and we'll come back to this on the video in about 10 minutes time. And maybe an Alexa will work and let me time myself. So there is the cooked mince. which I will now scrape onto a plate. I will then give this a wipe down with a kitchen towel and then begin on the onions and the carrots, which are just over here. Here we are with some newly oiled pan, and I shall now get a big batch of onions, which are frozen and clumped together. In they go, like so. Put the ones up from there as well, and maybe use a little bit more onions as well. That should be enough, and then we will finish off the packet of carrots also. We tip all of this in. Carrots, 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 carrots. More of a hard with my hand, isn't it? There we are. Shake, shake, shake all the carrots in, and we then keep stirring that, and it will be done in about 10 minutes, and then on to the next step. And while I'm just waiting for that veg to cook, I've got some boiling water and also some stock. So I'll pop that in about here. There you are. And then just get a little spoon and mix it all together. And there is the veg that's nicely cooking along. Give that a quick stir too. I reckon that'll be about done in a few minutes now. And there is the mince on a plate, waiting to go back. I've also got here some flour and some puree. So next step I'm going to put some flour in, some puree in, and also some of that garlic. And then back in goes the mince, and then everything else, and then we simmer it, and then it'll be ready to go into the oven, which is just lovely. I popped in some flour and some tomato puree and some garlic, and now I'm going to stir this all in and leave it to cook for a few more minutes before re-adding the beef mince to the pan. There we go. So back in goes the beef, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir to get it all nicely coated in the flour and everything. So get it nicely stirred around. This beef mince was unfortunately 15% fat and not 5, because there was no 15% fat in Aldi, so we've gone for the less good mince this time, unfortunately. Still do the job, still do what we needed to do, but not quite the mince that we wanted to use. Now, the next step is to add in the rest of the ingredients. So, normally I'd use red wine in this, but I didn't bother getting any this time. So it's going to be red wine this meal, but we do have some other things that we can use. For example, the stock. So we'll pour this in, making sure to be very careful we don't drop any. There we are, to pour it in nice and slowly. There we are. There's some nice stock, and also a bit of Worcestershire sauce. A nice little squirt there, Worcestershire sauce, and we also have some thyme. You can't even see it, can you? But sure it's out. And then some mixed herbs going in there. And last but not least, some balsamic vinegar. Add in. I say last, but not least. It's not even last, because I've also got a little bit of salt, which I can't put in on camera because I need to use 2 hands. But yeah, the salt's going to go in as well, and we'll then let this simmer for a bit. The salt is in, I'm going to give this a bit of a stir, and then we will leave it for a little while until it sets nicely and starts to reduce and gets a nice thick mincy sauce. Going to be a lovely cottage pie. Let's see how Alexa's doing now. Alexa, remind me in 30 minutes.
What's the reminder for?
Turn on the oven.
Okay, I'll remind you in 30 minutes.
Alexa, remind me in 45 minutes.
What's the reminder for?
Cottage pie in oven.
Okay, I'll remind you in 45 minutes.
Alexa, thank you.
You're welcome.
No problem, Alexa. And the cottage pie is now all cooked, the inside bit anyway, and we are now going to scrape this all into its little dish, like so, and make sure everything goes in as it should without spilling as little as possible. And you can see just here we have the, I can't even see it, cottage pie just there, it's just about to go in, and let's get scraped in like so. Lovely stuff. And next step then is that, oh, that's a bit better, no, not quite. Next step is to add in the mash. Once I need to get a spoon here. There we are. Spread that out with this spoon. There. And we add in some lovely creamy, cheesy, well not cream, there's no cream in it. Lovely buttery and cheesy mash. On here. And a little bit more mash. Put it on like so. There we are. And a little bit more. Off. And there's more to come here. More mash there. Still not fully finished, still quite a bit more left to come. And more mash. And scrape also off the stick thingy there. Never looks there's quite enough mash, does there, at first, and then it slowly, you can sort of spread it out a little bit. It will take time, but we'll get there. Make sure all that comes off as well. Still quite a good amount left in the pan to use up. Go, and we slowly start to spread the mash over the meat mixture. Give it a little bit more purchase, like this. And we've got a little bit of mash we can use as well. This one here. This has taken me 2 hours to make. I feel like 2 hours. I suppose it's been potato took about 25-30 minutes, and then the mince took about 10 or so, and then the veg another 10 or so, and then the simmering. Oh yeah, and then the rest of it for another 10 minutes or so, and then yeah, doesn't seem that long, does it? But yeah, apparently it's taken me 2 hours, over 2 hours I think, which is really odd. But that is what it is, and I'm now ready for some lovely tea. I've not really eaten since, other than a bit of cheese, I've eaten since about 12 o'clock, which is a bit weird. Anyhow, as I just move, so again, make sure I get all the potato from the pan. I don't need to waste any. Get it all out like so. Make sure it all goes over the mince. Still just spreading over here, making the mash use itself up like so. And one trick I have been taught is that you run through the mash with a fork to give it a nice little bit, and it's going to spread out even nicer like that. And last but not least, we have a little bit of grated cheese, which we spread out over the top. And here is the cheese grated already. Spread that all over like so. And there we are. And that is now ready for the oven, which we now open. You can't see it open because it's out of shot, but this is now going. Oh, actually, I'll just make sure get the door fully down. This will now go into the oven here. And we then let it cook for half an hour. Thank you for watching this so far. And there we are with the finished article. The cottage pie done and ready to eat. Thank you everyone for watching, and goodbye.